Hi guys, good afternoon, good day, good morning, good night, good evening to all of you out there, wherever you may be across this beautiful globe. Guys, guess what? Today is Friday. I am sitting out here on my balcony and I'm looking at some plants and some flowers that uh, me and my daughter had been trying to keep alive for the last 4 weeks or maybe a month or so. And I think they did pretty well. They did pretty well, but after that process, the heat has been very extreme and it's been a lot of very hot days here. So you can see them now in the background that they are withering and they are fading away, they're losing life. So when I came out to the balcony and I looked at the flowers, because they practically dried flowers now, but hey, I love dried flowers too, as well as the beautiful fresh green ones. But when I was sitting here, I got this scenario, and I got to thinking, watching these flowers, sometimes it's like watching people. People can be so beautiful. They can be so uh, colorful. They can have so many beautiful attributes and things about them. I mean, they can shine, they can sparkle, they can smell so beautiful and sweet, just like the flowers here. They can smell, and they can last a very long time in your presence. Bringing you freshness every day, smiling with the glow of their beautiful leaves and their um, different things that how flowers are. People have those same attributes. And then one day, guess what? Just like these flowers fade away, the colors fade away, the characteristics, the personality is now gloomy and all doomed for death. Well, people can be the same way. They lose their colors. They lose their attributes. They lose their greatness and the beauty they used to bring. People, they lose a lot of things. They become dry. They become, they become to the place where you just stop growing and they just die. Just like these flowers, they just die. And once they were such beautiful people to be around, because you always welcome their oral, you always welcome their sweetness and their kindness. Now they get it stinking dry up, just like these flowers. When they're fresh and when these flowers were fresh and they were blooming and they were so beautiful, and it was just such a beautiful thing to come out here on the balcony and you could smell the beauty from the flowers, the sweetness from the flowers. But guess what? People do the same way. Like you say, oh, they used to smile at me. They used to be my best friend. They used to talk to me. We used to share things together. We used to go places together. If I could never talk to anyone else, I knew I always could talk to that person. But then sometimes we look around and all those wonderful things that we have said about people, all of a sudden now, our conversations has totally changed. We're not saying those same things anymore. I don't know for what happened to cause that relationship to dry up, to fade away, that the sweetness just died and just became stagnant and just started producing a poor odor. It's not that sweet smell of the freshness of the flowers that comes out of Mother Nature. But then always there's something in the background that will sometimes give you a little bit of hope. And just look out at this picture and you see that's that green. Nature still has that green, that beautiful, refreshing breath. They always still have some greatness. And that's where we gotta look beyond. Sometimes people are changing on us. People behaviors being different toward us. They start stinking with us. Their conversations start stinking. Their personalities start drying up. They are started acting like they are much better than you now. And because hey, everybody always walks past and They compliment, oh, such a beautiful sunshine, such a great, beautiful rose, oh, such a great, beautiful daisy. You know, you are just like, a pansy, whatever the flowers may be. And then you've been called all of these beautiful flowers because your personality matches those things, matches those flowers. You're just as sweet as those flowers. You're just as breathtaking as these flowers are at one point. But what happened to your personality? What happened to your sweetness? What happened to your array of beautiful colors that you will bring each day? When you walk out into the beautiful area wherever your flowers may be, all of a sudden you start looking at dry leaves, dead leaves. Flowers now that has been, once was all blossomed up and they were just pointing themselves with their petals all lifted to the sun, lifted up to the universe, like they were praising. All of a sudden now, they're in a down spiral, like in a place of grief and a mourning state. No more gleaming, no more joy, no more happiness. The leaves are shut and wither and die. And there's no life. But even in the gray, you can see there's a little bit of green just trying to hold on. So guys, guess what? I'm just saying this just say, sometimes we need to check our own selves, Don't wait for someone to invite you into their house or bring you home and put you on a shelf or put you out there on a patio, whatever, where they want you to be, a part of their life. And then all of a sudden, you decided that, hey, I can only live with this person for so long, and I only bring sunshine and I only could bring color to their lives, but just for a while. But people, why are we so hard to get along with? And why do we always so act one another? This is what made me start thinking about this video. We got people that all the time they make a whole lot of promises, and they make a whole lot of commitments. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this and do that. Okay. So some people are very trusting. For me, for example, if you give me your word and you say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that for you, yes, I'm going to take care of that for you now, me, likely, this is my personality, this is who I am. I'm going to trust that. I'm going to take you for your word. I'm going to believe in you, and especially if it's the first time, of course, maybe the second time, I may give you a possibility a third time to say that to me. But if you keep coming up short of your promise, if you keep coming short of holding on and carrying out what you were saying, then I'm going to have to stop and reevaluate the relationship that we're having. Because I am fulfilling what I say I was going to do. I am doing what I have promised you. I am going way above and beyond to make sure that whatever that I had said that I was going to do for you, hey, I'm going to be on a timely manner. I'm going to be in the most happiest way of doing it. And you're going to know about it because I'm going to leave love there. I'm going to leave a love there that you know that I've been there. But when I go to check and find the things that you say, hey, I'm doing for you, it's not there. I go back and I remind you, I didn't get this. I didn't get what you said you was going to do. You told me it was coming. You promised me this or promised me that. And then you say, I'm getting around to it. But you never do. It's just like that dead flower. You don't dry it up now because I'm not trusting to believe in your words. I'm not trusting to believe in your promise. And you know what? You have promised so many things that you have fallen so short of fulfilling. You just like your smell, the aroma, the odor, the sweetness that you once had that you had carried around in your life, and that you have spread that sweetness among a whole lot of people. It stinks. So check yourself. Check your way of communicating with people. Check your heart and make sure that your heart is pure. Make sure that thoughts are pure and your thoughts are aligned with doing, but they're aligned with what the Creator God is has spoken that you can do. He said you can do all things. You can do all things. You can do that. You can go beyond and above of living at your lowest state of being, run around here being things that you know good well that you have no intentions of doing. You need to stop lying. That's the whole point about it. Stop being a dead flower. Stop coming into people's lives and trying to bloom somewhere until you just, for whatever reason, decided today I think I'm gonna wither. I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna be that beautiful flower that they think they can come out every day to admire. But anyway, just looking at these dead plants, I'm thinking about these dead people. And people, you know what? You got these dead people running around in your life all the time that made you all these empty promises and said all these things. You're gonna need to stop trying to resuscitate these people. When something is dead, you better let it die. I mean, I'm saying that because a lot of times there were dead situations that was in my life between people that was a part of me at one point. And, like I said, they fell along the sideway, and they stopped fulfilling their promises. They will stop calling, or they will stop visiting, or when you see them, they try to avoid you and run and duck you, didn't want to speak. They call like, hey, she keep going like, hey, what have I done? But you keep running back with those people who's trying to get away from you, who's trying to avoid you, who has no longer any passion or desire to be around you. You keep going back and try to resuscitating that dead relationship. You might breathe into that breath, into their mouth one time, maybe twice, but that thing, and you keep bringing it back to life, and you keep seeing that very same thing keep coming back to you in that same fashion, with that same ugly personality, with that same stinkiness, that poor, terrible odor that they're spreading around, then you need to stop. Let those dead things go. Like these flowers here, they don't have it. They don't come to the end of themselves, and it's time now to take them up and say, hey, you don't serve your purpose. You don't serve whatever I needed for you to do for me at the moment when I had you here, flowers, and you were radiant, you were beautiful, you brought such a beautiful freshness in my home every single day that I had you here, but you're no longer now serving the purpose. I want freshness. I want newness. I want newer life, and everything in my life I want it to be glowing and blooming and blossoming. So it's time to pick up these flowers and just, I'm not trying to resuscitate them. I would come out here during the day sometimes, and I would put more water in them. I would put more water. Well, why? They're dead. They're dry. And I'm still trying to bring them back to life. So I'm just saying this. A lot of people are dead. They don't go beyond bringing them back again. And a lot of times it's best not for you to try to bring them back, because they done probably did you more harm than good. And they have no need to be in your life anymore, because if whatever the reason is, it's just not important to them. You're not important to them. You're not on their priority list. And they are proving that, because when they're making you all these empty promises and they're not fulfilling their promises to you, they're ducking you, they're avoiding you, they're ignoring you, and when you do see them, it's like a skunk, they shoot off a bad odor at you, just like the flowers. They're dead. It's time to don't try to resuscitate on people, babies. Go and let them be dumped as far as ways as possible as you can dump them from you. Just like today, I have to pick up all these flowers and I'm going to have to put them in the dumpsters. You know that little green in the background that's still there's blossoming, blooming? I can hold on to that, because that is new growth, and that is new life, and that is where you got to get beyond the dead things, these old things that has to die, so the new can blossom. As long as we keep holding the dead things in with the newness that's trying to blossom, sometimes we can hinder growth. We can stop the growth. We can stagnate the growth of the new that's trying to come forth. So I'm letting the dead things go. I'm not resuscitating. I'm putting them out of the way. I'm separating them from the greenness and from the newness that's trying to breathe life. Old things has passed away, people, and when they have come to that place where they are passed away, Creator God is saying now, behold, all things have become new. He said, I am trying to do a new thing in you. Don't you know it? And sometimes we don't know it because we're still trying to hold on to the old things, those old flowers, those old friends, those old people, these old ways of doing things, these old thoughts, these old patterns. Old. We gotta let the old go. Old flowers go, old friends go, whatever it may be that is no longer serving you or the purpose, any purpose in your life, you gotta let it go. These old things that's constantly now, they're stinking. You don't want to be around stinky things, stinky people, or stinky anything. You want freshness. You want the freshness that the Creator universe, it brings every single moment of the day. Because He wants to do a new thing in your life. But He cannot do anything new until you first have to accept the point that, hey, this is no longer working. These people in my life no longer working. These flowers no longer serving the purpose that I was. And look forward for it to serve in my life. But He keeps showing you, flashing, hey, there's a little life over here. There's some greenery over here. There's some life here. So we got to go into direction where we see that the new life is pulling us. And guys, on that brother note, check yourself too. Make sure with whatever promises that you're putting out there that you're withholding your promise. And whatever flower that you're representing to be, you better be your best flower, whether it's a rose or a daisy, whether it is a, I'm trying to think, oh, what's that, sunflower? You got the sunflower, whatever things are, whatever flower that you may be or representing, you make sure that you are a flower that is going to blossom and bloom and keep blooming. So sometimes we got to get ourselves down into soil. See, most of these flowers here are being planted into bases of water. Sometimes they ain't good enough. We just can't just touch the water, baby. We got to get down into the dirt, like the plant behind the green plant. That means that we're grounding ourselves back to nature. So it's good to have fresh flowers that we can put around the house or sit out here on the balcony or whatever you want to do with those fresh flowers. But remember, those fresh flowers, they're not going to stay fresh forever. Eventually, they will die. And those fresh people that come in your life with this fresh, beautiful personality that smile in you, with that fake smile, they ain't always going to last either. But they'll just be watered down also. You better find you some flowers that you can make sure they are down deep into the soil. You better get you some people that know how to get deep down into the soil, because that's where life is and begins. Touching the very heart of the earth and the universe. That's when you're really totally connecting back to life. You're connecting your life from the old things, the old places, the old people, and all those things that has no purpose at all for you. It was only created for a moment. It was only created for a season. But the Creator has a whole new life for you. And He said, I am doing this new thing. But He asked you a question. Don't you know it? And you better know it. On that further note, I will see you guys at the next video. Namaste. Think about what I said. It's time to stop trying to resuscitate old dead things. You got to take what the Creator God is saying. He's saying that He wants to do a new thing. You got to trust Him that He can do it. We got to get out of the way. Keep telling you, get out of the way. Move those things that's blocking us to come in contact with the divine Creator, the source of life. And put yourself into the hand of the divine Creator. And I'm telling you, get your feet down in some real soil. Take off your shoes, take off your socks, and you got to start doing some grounding, just like you want to get your plants down into some dirt. The water only going to last for a while, baby. It's the grounding. It's that deep grounding yourself back to Mother Earth, the heart of Mother Earth. That's your source. That's your energy. That's your life. That's the breath. And that's the newness that will continue to last over and over and over again. On that further note, I'll see you guys at the next video. Meditate on that. Namaste. That was just a plain passing letting you know, hey Destiny, you said it. And I'm letting the people know it's life way farther than beyond where you can imagine. But you got to get out there and start soaring high just like that plane just went through here. Grow people, get your feet in some dirt, get away from things that has no purpose of life for you. I'm setting out the dead flowers today. I am getting rid of them because I went out last night and I bought some new flowers. They're in the soil. They in the dirt. They know how to grow. Bye guys.